Hello and welcome. So, are you ready to put your skills to the test? This is it, the final test, where we pull together everything we've covered in our first three strategies. Don't think of this as a scary exam, though. Think of it as a fun challenge, a chance to really see how much you've learned. Let's do this.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. The test is broken down into 4 parts. We'll start with the basics, nouns and verbs. Then we'll jump into making commands. After that, we'll look at the tricky stuff, negative commands and using be. And to finish off, we'll have a mixed practice round. Then at the very end, we'll check your score and talk about what comes next.
All right, let's kick things off with part 1. This is all about strategy 1, right? We're testing that super important skill of being able to spot the difference between a noun and a verb and making sure we understand what an infinitive is. You ready?
Okay, here are your first 3 questions. This is where you pause the explainer, really think through each one, and decide on your answers. Go ahead, I'll be right here when you're ready to press play.
Okay, let's check those answers. For question 1, the trick is our mek/mak rule, right? You just can't say masamak, so masa has to be a noun. The correct answer is C. For number 2, that Turkish infinitive form, yemek, actually covers both to eat and eating, so B is our answer. And finally, question 3, that little word to that we stick in front of a verb like in to go, that's called the infinitive marker. So the answer is D, infinitive. Hope you got off to a great start.
Fantastic. Now let's move on to part 2. It's time to check our understanding of strategy 2, which is all about forming imperative sentences. Commands.
And here we have the next 3 questions. You know the drill by now. Go ahead and pause, think about your answers, and we'll go over them together when you get back.
Time for the reveal. For question 4, the rule for commands is simple. Just use the verb's base form. So to write becomes write. The answer is C. For number 5, English commands follow a pretty strict word order. Verb first, then the object. So it has to be teach me English, which is answer D. And for our last one, question 6, listen to me is a direct translation of A, beni dinle. How'd you do?
Excellent work. Now we're heading into part 3. This is where we zoom in on the important details from strategy 3. We're talking about negative commands and the all-important verb be. This stuff is super useful, so let's see how you do. We've got 4 questions in this section, and you'll want to pay close attention to the details here. So take your time, pause the explainer, and really analyze each option. Let's see what you've got. Okay, let's break these down. For number 7, the rule for making a command with an action verb negative is simple. You put don't in front, so B is our answer. Now question 8 is where it gets interesting. Afraid isn't an action, it's an adjective. And for adjectives and nouns in negative commands, you have to use be. That makes be, don't be afraid, the only correct option. The exact same logic applies to number 9. A loser is a noun, so we need be, which gives us kayıp eden olma, answer B. And it all comes together in question 10. The structure is don't be plus a plus an adjective plus a noun. So the correct answer is A, don't be a rude boy. And just like that, you've made it to the final challenge. Part 4. This is it. This is where we mix everything up and put all 3 strategies to work together. This is the real test of what you know. Here they are, your final 2 questions. These are designed to make you stop and think, to combine everything we've learned. So give it one last pause, pull all that knowledge together, and make your choices. Good luck. All right, let's go through these final answers. For number 11, you had to use 2 different rules. Quiet is a state, an adjective, so it needs be, giving us be quiet. But talk is an action, so to make it a negative command, you need don't, making it don't talk. So option A is the perfect match. Now for number 12, we were looking for the incorrect pair, and the answer is D. Why? Because a liar is a noun, so the correct English is don't be a liar, which in Turkish is yalancı olma. The phrase yalan söyleme actually means don't lie. It's a small difference, but a really important one. And that's it. All the questions are done. You made it. Now, let's switch from test mode to feedback mode. It's time to add up your score and see what it tells us about your learning journey so far. So go ahead and count up your correct answers. If you got between 10 and 12, that is excellent. You've really mastered these foundational concepts.
If you landed between 7 and 9, you are making fantastic progress. Maybe just spend a little more time reviewing when to use be. And if you got 6 or less, please don't be discouraged. This is great feedback. It just means this is a perfect chance to go back and review the strategies to help them stick. The most important thing is that you keep moving forward.
And no matter what your final score was, give yourself a pat on the back. You showed up, you took the test, and you challenged yourself. That's what matters. Every single question you answered, right or wrong, is another brick we're laying in the foundation of this building. So seriously, great job. So what's the next brick we're going to lay? Our next topic is going to be subject pronouns. They're the unsung heroes of sentences, and what we'll learn about them builds perfectly on what we just practiced. I can't wait to see you in the next explainer.